Hello everybody, and welcome to a different kind of video. The last video that was posted would be the 24-hour giant L-shaped watermelon challenge. That is the last video I made, that is not yet posted. In fact, it is currently August 9th. I don't think I posted anything in like about a week or two, I don't know. Things are a bit complicated. So, I'm behind on about 7, 8 videos. I know I'm behind. I'm way behind. For one reason, so 3 of them are VR videos. I'm not gonna, well, I'll just tell you what they are. The first one is Echo VR. The second one is Beat Saber. Yes, I have Beat Saber on the Oculus now. And the third one was VR Chat. So, the way that, recording VR videos work is after I'm done recording them, I have to share them to a Facebook group, which, we do have a Facebook group. Not gonna tell you the name of it, obviously. We do have a Facebook group that is a private Facebook group that is just for sharing recording. After I'm done sharing the recording, then Mom downloads those recordings onto her computer, downloads them from her computer to a flash drive, gives me the flash drive, and then I download them onto this computer, and then I can edit and post. It's complicated. Now, the thing is, I didn't realize this just the other day, but once you start the upload, you have to be on the Oculus until it's done. If you shut down the Oculus, it will stop. So, yeah. And the other day, I restarted the upload for the Echo VR one, which is about like 40 minutes long. And I spent like an entire hour just playing games like VR chat, stuff like that. And I don't know if it's on there. It better be, because if it's not, I'm gonna be very, very angry. If it's not on there, then guess what? That means that I am not gonna continue doing VR videos until I have a gaming PC. So, I don't know, let's hope that it's on there. But, I don't want to take too long on this, because, Darren's supposed to be ready by about, she originally said 9:30, I don't think it's gonna take her, I think it's gonna take her longer than 30 minutes to make dinner. So it's probably gonna be like 10 o'clock, maybe longer, which is good, because I need about an hour to do this. And an hour is really all we got. So, I'm trying not to make a very long intro. I already kind of have, though. So, this is a different kind of video. This is a kind of video that I've never actually done before. So, you may remember the last video that was kind of similar to this would be, Top 10 Piggy Theory plus Timeline Explained. Which that one I recorded with the camera app on here, because there was no point in doing this, because it would have just been this the entire time. This is not what it's going to be the entire time. I actually have a video pulled up. I actually have a video pulled up of a walkthrough of FNAF security breach, just to kind of entertain y'all, just so that it's not my face. So today is going to be a kind of FNAF Timeline Explained video. So I do have the ultimate guide, ultimate-ish. This only goes up to about the FNAF AR, does not go up to Security Breach. Also, there are a few mistakes in here that are not true. So you can clearly tell how this was written by a fan. This is not written by Steel Wool, the developer. This is clearly written by a fan. But there are a few mistakes in here that do not match the timeline. So, without further ado, let's get into this. I have muted the video just so that you don't hear the audio in the background and not be able to hear me. So, let's begin. So, starting off with, let's start off with this. So, back in and yes, here's the cool intro of Security Breach. The most 80s styled intro I've ever seen in my life. So, back in the late 70s, or whenever this takes place, there was William Afton and Henry Emily. They both created two suits that were called Springlock suits. And then, so, Henry had a daughter named Charlotte Emily, and William had 3 children, Elizabeth, Michael, and his name in his community name is the Crying Child. I'm gonna say his name is Evan. Who is that given by, it's either given by Game Theory or Top 10 Gaming, I don't know. Two theory channels that I watch about FNAF. One of them, called him Evan. That's why I'm gonna say his name is, because I don't really know what else it could be. So we're just gonna say his name is Evan. So, William created an animatronic called Circus Baby, with the attempt to, capture kids. I don't know really why at the time. Ignore that. So, he told Elizabeth to stay away from the animatronic, and with her arrogance, she walked up to Circus Baby when he wasn't looking. Circus Baby pulled out a claw from her stomach, and I guess the term would be scooped her, and killed her. William was filled with rage, and he told Evan and Michael to stay away from the animatronics and under no circumstances go near any of them. Unfortunately, Michael understood, but unfortunately Evan had the same arrogance as Elizabeth. So, William created the holographic mind-controlling discs, and he used them on Evan to make him see nightmare versions of the animatronics. After a certain period of time, that scared him. So then later in 1983, at Fredbear's Family Diner, Michael bullied Evan a lot with his group of bullies, and at one point tossed him into the mouth of Fredbear. But what they didn't know was that Fredbear was actually a Springlock suit, and when Springlocks get wet, they come loose. And Evan was crying. So, after about 5 seconds, Fredbear's mouth bit down hard on Evan and broke his skull. And this is what became known as the Bite of 83. don't get confused with the bite of 87. I'm not going to go into huge detail about that. It's the bite of 83. I'll get to the bite of 87 later. So, then, while Evan was in the hospital, he was in a coma. Don't get mixed up with the gameplay of FNAF 4, being that he's in a coma. He is not in a coma during the gameplay. Is the work of the holographic disc. Don't get confused. And Michael came into the room and said, like, I'm sorry, and, you know, stuff like that. Then William came into the room. And he said 2 important lines. You're broken. Which they actually make a reference to in this game. They actually make a reference to here in Security Breach. This is actually kind of like a cutscene movie kind of thing. You know, where the person who edits the video kind of cuts out certain points to make it kind of cinematic. So that's what the video is. So William comes in the room and says, you're broken, and then he says, I will put you back together. Don't get confused with the yellow font, similar to Fredbear, because Fredbear does not say this. It is clearly William who says this. Because, I mean, who else would say that? It's clearly not Michael, because of the different color of text. So, clearly William. So, that one's by day 3, which is actually also FNAF 4. My 2 options with this were to either go by the order of the games or the order of the timeline. I figured it'd be better to go with the order of the timeline, otherwise things would be kind of mixed up. So, then, FNAF 5, aka FNAF Central Location, comes in. William tells Michael to head down to Circus Baby's Pizza World, which is actually an underground facility that's underneath the Afton house. Michael finds Circus Baby, Ballora, and Funtime Freddy. And Funtime Fox. So, night 1, pretty normal day. You have controlled shock and whatnot. Night 2, something goes wrong. Night 2, power malfunctions, power goes out. Michael had to go through Ballora Gallery, avoid Ballora, and get to the breaker room to turn on the power. And that's pretty much the entire night. Night 3, practically the same thing, except this time Michael has to go through Funtime Auditorium and avoid Funtime Foxy. He goes into the parts and service room to repair Funtime Freddy, and that's the entire night. Then there is night 4, which is a bit different in the game. Night 4 is where you have to deal with where Michael had to deal with a spring-lock suit and survive while avoiding mini-arenas, which are creepy and, like, they're creepy as crap. They're creepy as anyone. So, sorry, that was a little loud. Then, night 5 seems like it might be something new, or it might be the same. But on night 5, something is wrong. You can't find none of the animatronics are there, except Circus Baby. Circus Baby guides you through Funtime Auditorium to the park service room, where you have to repair Circus Baby, kind of, and send her to the scooping room, and she tells you that Ballora, and quote, Ballora will not return to her stage. Ballora will not return to her body. Because Ballora is inside of the animatronic known as Ennard. Then, Michael goes to the Cooper room, and Ennard said this, I quote, "You are in the scooping room. I have been out before." Well, I can't remember the rest of that, but then here's the actual real quote. I actually remember it. It's been a while since I've seen this location. I can remember it. It's something like, Funtime Freddy has already been here today. Funtime Foxy has already been here today. Ballora has already been here today. Circus Baby has already been here today. Could end up talking. Then, there's nowhere to go when we look like this. But if we look like you, then we would have somewhere to go. If we look like you, we could be free, stuff like that. The scooper only hurts for a moment. And then, 2 seconds later, Michael gets scooped and becomes a vessel for Ennard to take control of. And over a bit of a period of time, Michael, kind of rocked away, and Ennard escaped his body, and Michael presumably died. But then he hears the voice of Elizabeth, saying, "You won't die," which causes Michael to get back up, and he's still alive. That's the story of this location. Next up in the timeline would be FNAF 2, which takes place in 1987. Sound familiar? It should. I believe you play as Michael. I actually don't know. I think you do. Yeah, you do. So Michael is in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and basically, so you have phone guy going, "Hello, hello, hello," and all that. And he says, all kinds of things. And it's pretty much the same thing every single day. And the old animatronics are kind of worn down and destroyed, but they still try to come attack you. The withered animatronic. And there's also the toy animatronic that has facial recognition. Boy, really Fazbear Entertainment, sure, that'll clear up everything. But there is one animatronic that is not normal. The puppet, which holds the soul of none other than Charlotte Emily, who William killed, who was actually his first victim. Then, basically you have to keep the music, Michael has to keep the music box wound to keep the puppet at bay. And over time, on night 5, Phone Guy mentions that a spring lock suit has been used, or a yellow suit, and that the place will be on lockdown, and that they're trying to track people down. And I quote, I think it was the name of Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. Not familiar. But the point of FNAF 2 is that at some point, Mangle bites someone's frontal lobe and causes the bite of 87, first mentioned in FNAF 1. And, this is important, during night 6, Fungi says to Michael, when you move over to the day shift, I'll probably take the night shift myself. Then FNAF 1 happened. You're still playing as Michael Afton, who is under the alias of Mike Schmidt. Then, so, I want to record a message for you, blah blah blah. And, note this, he says, I actually worked in that office before you. Sound familiar? Because he says in FNAF 2, I'll take the night shift, probably after you take the day shift, and he said, I actually worked in the office before you. It's because it's the same purpose, because it's recording. So, then, everything's pretty normal, and not much really happens in FNAF 1. So, then FNAF 3 happened. And instead of Michael Afton, it is Henry Emily that you play. Henry Emily worked the job at Fazbear's Fright and learned about Springlock suits and one person, Springtrap, aka William Afton, because what happened was that the souls of the victims he had killed tried to attack him, and he went into a Springlock suit. What he didn't know is that the room he was in had water leaking from the ceiling, which caused the Springlock to come loose and explode him. And he became Springtrap. And he sat in that room for 30 years, and later was recovered by Fazbear's Fright and tried to attack Henry, but Henry eventually set the place on fire. And that seemingly was the end of William Afton's story. But, and I need to kind of pull it up in the book. It's somewhere in here. Somewhere. Where is it? Here we go. So, Michael says, after 30 years, quote, Father, it's me, Michael. I didn't. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first. But then they thought I was you. And I found her. And I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been hiding, I've been living in shadow. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you. And yes, I'm trying to mimic his British voice. And note, he says, I put her back together. Sound familiar? I will put you back together. So yeah, that's that. And revealed that William Afton, Springtrap, actually survived the fire of Fazbear's Fright. Then, FNAF Explained, aka Freddy Factor Pizzeria Simulator kicked in. And boy, is it a little bit complicated. So, Henry had Michael receive a job at Freddy Factor's Pizza Place, which is a restaurant that Henry built to end the nightmare. So, each night, Michael would check the alley and find an animatronic and salvage it, and it would try to kill him later on as the week progressed. He found Lefty, which was an animatronic built by Henry to capture Charlotte, aka Pup. There was also Molten Freddy, which is a combination of somewhere in here. I don't know. Like Funtime Freddy, you know, all that stuff. And one of the main ones he found was none other than his own father, good old William Afton, now known as Springtrap. Oh, and note that Plushtrap was in FNAF 4. I forgot to mention it. So, on Saturday night, nightmare is about to finally end, and Circus Baby, or Scrap Baby, says, quote, "You played right into our hands. You gathered them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one place. Just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete." And then Henry has a giant speech. Like, let me stop you right there, if that even is your name. And like, I'm gonna end this nightmare, you know, all that stuff. And then there's one important part. When it shows Scrap Trap, there's one important part at the end of his speech. He says, quote, "For many of you, I realize that there is probably peace after all this. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend." Old friend as in good old William Afton. And William Afton presumably dies again, burns again, and he goes to, and then ultimately comes night happens, where he has his own personal hell. Where he's tortured by the very things he created. And the one keeping him alive is the one you should not have killed, aka Evan Afton, who was actually holding Freddy. Yeah, that's pretty much the story of that. And then, well, let me flip to the thing for this game, wherever in the world it is. Oh yeah, it says it right here. Molten Freddy is a combination of Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Laura. Alright, so, here's how it works. So, basically, then, Fazbear Entertainment decided to create a VR game called Help Wanted. Yes, the very thing FNAF Help Wanted. The very thing I will never, ever make a video on in VR. I will make a video about the PC version, not the VR version. God to the no. Because I tried making a video about it once. I tried doing parts and service. I was so terrified that whenever I would, like, pull an eyeball out of Bonnie's head, I would literally be closing my eyes. Because it's so freaking scary. It makes me shake just thinking about it. So, God to the no, I will not be doing that in VR for videos. For PC, eventually yes. But never for VR. No. So, William Afton is somehow able, nobody knows how, to transform himself into digital code and escape his private hell. And he is transferred onto the very same circuit board that was scanned into the game of Help Wanted. And he became known as Glitchtrap. Also, while we're on the subject of Glitchtrap, I would just like to say something real quick. I would like to know, how in the world did people not know that Glitchtrap was William Afton? Because the Colonel Dreadbear DLC was created shortly after, and the game really joked and said, you've unlocked a free DLC pack that had no hidden intent or purpose, but that purpose is to confirm to the community that Glitchtrap is William Afton. The only thing is, there's no need, because all the proof is right there in the character. There are 3 main points on the character design that show you that it's William Afton. Number 1, the fact his name, Glitchtrap. What character's name has the word trap in it? Springtrap, Plush Trap, Scrap Trap, Glitchtrap. William Afton. How have people not figured this out before? Number 2, his character is a bunny, a yellow bunny. When you see yellow, that indicates a Springlock suit. When in the more modern FNAF games, whenever you see a bunny, that usually indicates to you it's the Springtrap suit. So, I don't see how that never occurred to anybody. And finally, his eyes at first are purple. Freaking purple. Purple equals Afton. I just want to get that off my chest, because seriously, I don't know how people did not figure that out before. But, anyway, Glitchtrap was not supposed to be on there, obviously, and there are 15 tapes that Vanessa is supposed to find. It was the character in Help Wanted that you played. Tape 1. Quote, hello, can you hear me? Don't exit this room, okay? This isn't a mistake. This room isn't a mistake. I had to hide these logs away from the core gameplay file. In a place that only a beta tester would look, and in a place where the file could be protected. I just really, really hope that the next development team finds this before the game is released to the public. This game has some kind of malicious code in it that we haven't been able to fully contain or even understand, for that matter. We're over budget and out of time. That's not the reason that we're shutting down. Listen, I have to keep this short so the file size will be small enough to fly under the radar. There are more. They may not be in order. Tape 2. Quote, I thought for the first time today there was a character. I couldn't make out who it was, standing at the end of the hall. I thought it was just bugged out, so I made a note of it and kept playing. But when it was looking in the window, and not like Chica or Bonnie would. It was like it was actually looking in the window, seeing what I was doing, because it was sentient, it was self-aware. Take 3, quote, I heard a pretty heated conversation this morning between Dale, our manager, and someone else online. I really feel like this project is in trouble, in no small part because of the lawsuit, I'm sure. There has to be a lawsuit. There's no way there isn't. It happened in this building, just a few doors down from me. I think it's made worse by the fact that Jeremy tried to tell us something was wrong. But as a dev team, we all just saw it as a challenge to find what the problem was and fix it. Who could have known that I had to go? Take 4, quote, have you ever heard of a guillotine paper slicer? It sounds made up, but it's an actual piece of office equipment. I didn't even know we had one in Springtrap. I guess they're more common as businesses that do a lot of graphic design work. I remember seeing one when I was still in school, and even then I knew how dangerous it looked. I was always afraid of losing a finger. That seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there. And that'll be important in a minute. Take 5, quote, the drawers have been emptied out. Someone was here. I don't think it was spring cleaning either. No. There was plastic on the floor. Someone was definitely here during the night. It had to have been the client. I mean, they sent us that stuff in the first place with no explanation. Told us to scan it, and it would expedite the process so we wouldn't need to program any pathfinding ourselves. It was no budget thing, I guess. It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. Looked pretty old. Somehow, though, there was usable code on some of it. It seemed to take hold by itself. Things started changing, but then he started appearing. At least that's what Jeremy said. Note that she said, note that Tape Girl says, somehow though, there was usable code on some of it. Code being Springtrap. It seemed to take hold by itself, which is what happens when you assemble 16 tapes. Things started changing, but then he started appearing, which is what happens as soon as you find the tape player. Tape 6, quote, I came in early that morning. No one else was there. At least that's what I thought. The supply room was lit. I didn't even notice Jeremy standing in the testing room as I walked past. The supply room was still bright, glowing from all the way down the hall. Tape 7, quote, Jeremy complained of nightmares when he came in this morning. He wasn't talking about like someone telling a friend about his dreams, though. He was pale. Looked like he hadn't eaten in days. He spent an hour talking in Dale Rock, but it didn't look like he was giving much sympathy. When he came out, he went directly back to the testing room. He doesn't even jump anymore. Nothing scares him. He just stands there like he's talking to someone. Sometimes he rocks from side to side. We were told to leave him alone. I knew I was in line to do the testing next. They'd been prepping me for it. I guess they knew that Jeremy would need to be replaced soon. Tape 8, quote, you can always tell when a company is getting ready to fire someone. They start giving out a written warning for silly things, making sure to build a paper trail and make a case for a fire. Things that normally no one would care about suddenly became grave offenses, all worthy of being written and documented. I guess it works two ways because it often encourages a person to quit rather than be scrutinized so heavily. I think Jeremy was too far gone to consider that option, though. The thing about it is, that I don't think they were going to fire him because of anything he was doing wrong. They just knew he'd seen something. They needed to discredit him. In other words, Fnaf Entertainment tried to make sure Fnaf Entertainment knew that Jeremy knew about something, and they wanted to make sure that nothing ruined the chance of the VR game being sold and making big money. Tape 9, quote, "There was something that looked like a Halloween mask laying on the floor. I didn't understand. Ink must have spilled. It was only then that I heard a shuffle from the testing room and realized Jeremy must be there. I went back and peered in the window. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head. He had ink spilled on himself as well. The front of his shirt looked black in the dark room. He turned his head in my direction, but I don't think he knew I was there." There's an important part in tape 9. A Halloween mask, ink looks black in the dark. Yeah, guess what? That black ink, that's not ink. That's blood. And that Halloween mask isn't actually a face. Because what Jeremy did is he grabbed the guillotine paper slicer and actually sliced his face off. So, yeah, it's crazy. Tape 10, quote, "I was told I had 3 days to finish Jeremy's work, but I knew it was just passing the time. They don't really expect me to do anything. It's just to keep up appearances until the buyout is complete. We have to look like we have things under control. There's another potential development studio that wants to pick up from here, but who knows what kind of lies they're being fed to convince them to do it. Against my better judgment, I'm going to do my best to see what's here, make notes of it, and try to isolate where the thing is hiding. At least then the next person that tests this will have a chance of getting rid of it." At least that's what she thought. Tape 11, quote, "Today was the last day of beta testing, and the anomaly that I've been seeing is nowhere to be found. But after inspecting some of the files, it seems that it's attached itself to these logs, my logs. That can't be an accident. So now I have to make a choice. Do I leave these logs here for you to find, or do I try to purge the thing myself by destroying the log? I've chosen the latter." Tape 12, quote, "I can't delete them. By creating a protected area to store the log apart from the game, I effectively gave the thing a safe place to hide itself. It's in here now. I may not be able to delete it, but I might be able to do something else now that it's attached itself. I have an idea." Tape 13, quote, "They lied to us. They lied to all of us. They told us that the whole point of this VR game was to undo the bad PR done by a rogue indie game developer, who supposedly..." Is that you, Connor? Would you stop, Connor? I know you're there. Where are you? I can hear him making fart noises. Where was it? Who supposedly made up a bunch of crazy stories that tarnished the brand. But that's not true at all. In their hate to develop this VR game and clear their name, they sent us something I don't think they intended us to see, such as a hard drive containing emails between Fnaf Entertainment and a certain indie developer. Fnaf Entertainment hired the game developer. Those indie games were designed to conceal and make light of what happened. This isn't just an attempt to rebrand. It's an elaborate cover, a campaign to discredit everything. And the indie game developer is none other than Scott Cawthon himself. Yes, Scott Cawthon has a counterpart in the story. I'm gonna come over there and kick the door if you don't stop it. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. It didn't scare me. I could
Maybe I'll put it in.
Oh, that's what that was. Not funny, I'm filming a video. Shark. I'm filming a FNAF video. Alright, sorry guys, back to this. Tape 14, quote, I ran a fragmentation program on the area of memory that was storing these logs for you. I effectively broke the file into pieces and broke the anomaly along with it. That means that you won't have any warnings to guide you, but hopefully it also means that this anomaly, this virus, or whatever it is, will remain broken and unable to do more damage. Tape 15, quote, hello, you don't know me. I created a series of logs for you documenting the troubled development of this VR game that you are now testing, in hopes that you, whoever you are, and whatever team you are with, will abandon development. Now I fear that those logs are being used as a Trojan horse. If you're unable to abandon development, hide all traces of these logs that I created. I fear that finding them and reassembling them will also reassemble the very thing I tried so desperately to destroy. Tape 16, quote, there's a way to kill it. It wants to escape. To escape through someone plugged into this game. That's you now. You have to let it begin the process of moving through you. Then use the disconnect switch that I've embedded by the main stage. Let it approach you. Let it begin to merge with you. Play the music and flip the switch. That will cause a hard restart of the game and flush the memory, effectively killing it. I hope. I don't know when it will come for you. And that's all the tape. So basically, Vanessa reassembled the tape and reassembled William Afton, aka Glitchtrap. He reached out his hand to merge with Vanessa, but Vanessa clicked the button and it's a hard restart the game. But William Afton counters this and locks Vanessa's mind into the game and corrupts her mind into vanity. And that's how it went. Next up, the FNAF AR game, Special Delivery. So, part of William Afton's plan was to have Vanny create an AR game that would send animatronics to people's homes and kill them if they ever got too close to the truth. It is awesome. So, well, kind of, not for the story. Not for people in the story. Then there's also, that's pretty much the entire thing of Special Delivery. Then, there is this game. Security Breach. So, it starts off, well, kind of already know, but it starts off with, of course, Freddy fainting on stage, supposedly, being hacked by an unknown presence. We'll get to that later. Then, he reawakens with Gregory inside a cavity. He sees Gregory lets him out of his room, and then, of course, you know, they try to escape, but the door is closed off. Vanessa trying to look for Gregory. Then, they try to find other ways to escape, but that doesn't work either, so they try to upgrade Freddy. There's Chica's upgrade, Chica's voice box upgrade, Monty's claws upgrade, and what was it? Oh yeah, Roxy's eyes upgrade. So, you get those upgrades, and you see Vanny as well. Along the way, you meet the daycare attendant, Sun, and Moon. When the lights go out, Moon comes out. When the lights come on, the sun comes on. So, You also have, after you have all those, pretty much this scene is what plays out right here, with the Music Man chasing you, which is really cool. It's awesome. Then there's more as well. There is, and you're not gonna see it. So, then, there's different endings. There's the rooftop ending, where you escape through the fire escape, and Freddy dies, Vanny dies, and it's revealed that Vanny, Vanessa, and Vanessa's soul is trapped in the Pizzaplex, and the Pizzaplex burns down. There's the van ending, where Freddy dies, well, loses battery power, but Gregory hooks up the car battery to him and fixes that problem. Then there's also one of the other endings. There's also the bad ending, the leave ending, which is where Gregory leaves, goes to hide in a box in an alleyway, and Vanny finds him and kills him, supposedly. There is also the bad Vanny ending, where you disassemble Vanny, a freaking kid, a freaking child, murdered somebody. Freddy also dies in that ending. Then there's also the Princess Quest ending. Princess Quest was a kind of like a game that was converted, it was kind of put into the mobile version of Help Wanted, because, you know, they couldn't really do the whole tape thing in the mobile version. They couldn't really do that. So, then, you know, there's also other things. Well, there's also, there's also, finally, the Afton ending, where you go down to an old elevator, and you find Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place, which is actually the pizza restaurant from Pizzeria Simulator. And then, Freddy then says, quote, Freddy says, as you head down, quote, I've seen this before. She brought me here. I found myself for the first time when I cleared the path. I did not have a choice. I did not want to, but I didn't have a choice. Now I have a choice. My friends are here. They are so angry, confused, but I can protect you. I am not me. And then Springtrap appears. Good old William Afton is in this game. Never gonna die at this point. Then you got William Afton, Springtrap, kind of tries to take control of Freddy, and Gregory burns him again on the Blob, which is an amalgamation of past animatronics, kind of grabs him by the neck and pulls him close to the fire, presumably killing him. I doubt the Blob is on his side. I highly doubt it. I don't care what you people say, I doubt. I don't care what the fears say, I doubt the Blob is helping Afton. It wouldn't make sense. Then there's also more. And that's pretty much the entire story of Security Breach. That's pretty much the entire story of Security Breach. And then Here are some secrets as well. Gregory is actually a robot. He's a Terminator security breach. Just kidding. Let's hear Gregory is a robot because right after this, Freddy literally says, "You look different to me," because he can see, if he can see through walls, he can see through Gregory's skin, revealing his endoskeleton, revealing him to be a robot. Who has, and that robot has the soul of none other than Afton himself. Freddy has the soul of Michael Afton and Vanessa. Note that Vanessa has blonde hair and green eyes. Who else has blonde hair and green eyes in this series? Elizabeth Afton. The green eye thing is how people figured out that Turk's baby, that Elizabeth is possessing Turk's baby. But she also has blonde hair and green eyes. Vanessa has blonde hair and green eyes. So Vanessa is probably also a robot just like Gregory, and holds the soul of Elizabeth Afton. The Afton family reunited. It's a true family reunion. So, yeah. That's pretty much that. Now, here are my closing thoughts. There is going to be a FNAF Security Breach DLC called Ruin, which will be coming out sometime next year. Pray to God that it's January. The poster looks like the Pizzeria was destroyed, the statue of Freddy is destroyed, hinting that maybe Freddy is gone, maybe he's dead. Now, there are two endings in Security Breach where he does die. The Bad Vanny ending and the Rooftop ending. Those were really the only two endings that I could really follow. Because, I mean, here's the thing. I think it's gonna follow the Rooftop ending. In the Bad Vanny ending, yes, Freddy died. But the Pizzaplex is not destroyed, so it can't really go into ruin. Then there is also, not only that, there is also the fact that in the Rooftop ending, not only does Freddy die, but the Pizzaplex gets set on fire. Maybe that's how the Pizzaplex is in literal ruin. We'll just have to wait. That will determine what the real true ending of Security Breach is. But that's probably gonna do it for this video. We've discussed every FNAF game. FNAF 1, FNAF 2, FNAF 3, FNAF 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted, a little bit about Crusty Red Bear, Special Delivery, Security Breach, and talking about the DLC of Ruin. Also, this is the bad ending, the worst ending in the entire freaking game. A bad ending. You can watch. Dun dun dun. Yeah. Yeah, you found it. 1 star because the worst ending. In fact, their entertainment closing due to help plan to open next season. I think this is the rooftop ending. No, it's the van in there. If FDBR, Fad Bear. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for this entire freaking video. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's pretty much it. So, how long have I been doing this? Literally an hour. I thought I'd be doing this a bit longer than an hour. If not, I will be doing another one of these at some point. Probably not my next video. Close. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something like this again tomorrow. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. I did it up here, and I would have done it in the tea room, but I figured up here would be a lot more quiet, and there would be no distraction downstairs. But it's almost 10 o'clock. Darren's probably ready by now. So, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time, and peace